exciting industry of sports, Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manzo's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manzo's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
Good people, it's Theo Dorsey. Spring training 2025 at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium is approaching pretty quickly. Season tickets, mini plans, and group tickets are now available for the St. Louis Cardinals and Miami Marlins 2025 spring training games. Individual tickets go on sale November 19th. Visit our website at RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com or stop on by the ticket office. We can't wait to see you at the ballpark in 2025.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
3 things are certainties in life: death, tariffs, and Tua risking head injuries in primetime television.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It is a Tuesday. It is your boy, Theo Dorsey, back at it again. And C-Cat on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos. The Dolphins won last night. That's the good news. The Dolphins beat the Rams on Monday Night Football 23-15. Despite up and down play from Tua Tagovailoa, who's now 2 games back from his absence with the Dolphins, or 3 games at this point. 2, 3. Doesn't really matter at this point because the Dolphins now climb to a 3-6 record. They have one of the easiest schedules going forward. But before we get into what went down last night and how the Dolphins are now turning themselves into this beacon of false hope for their fan base who are still clinging on to the possibility of, can we actually make it back to the postseason? Can Mike McDaniel in his 3rd year go 3 for 3 on postseason berths despite time missed by Tua? Despite a sloppy start, and also despite a defense that coming out of the gates, they were bad. Last night, they were stout. They looked good. If they can play like that the rest of the year, I understand. I understand why there's optimism. Before we get to all of that, what the hell was Tua Tagovailoa thinking yet again on primetime television after throwing that interception, going head first, trying to make a tackle on a guy that was near the sideline, by the way, on a guy that was that the play was, it would have been over with. He didn't even impact the play in a way that he probably assumed he did. At what point is this guy going to prioritize protecting himself and therefore protecting the hopes and dreams of Dolphins fans, of that franchise? Because we've seen how terrible they've been when he does miss time. Mahomes did it earlier this year, and that's the reason why Rashee Rice is sidelined for the season. Leading with your head on a tackle after you threw an interception. Tua does it last night, and again, he didn't get concussed again. We don't know if he actually did because it's more of an internal thing, but But damn it if I wasn't nervous that he did it once again on primetime TV, C-Cat.
Tua just loves to ball, man. Threw a pick, was disappointed with himself, was willing to put his body on the line to make the tackle. That's what he owes his teammates.
He's a very intelligent man. He's a very faith-driven man. Tua is I also love the way that he definitely processes questions and answers in press conferences. It feels like he's genuine. There's a level of belief that he also instills in his teammates and whatnot, right? So he's a good dude. I do think that at times on the football field, he's a flat-out idiot. He is. It's just not – that was an idiotic play.
Well, sometimes when you're playing football, you don't have the most resources in your brain. You're not sitting taking a test and being able to think about your decisions. Yeah. It's a quick snap decision. Oh, crap, got to tackle the guy.
No, you don't. No, you don't. We need to start teaching quarterbacks that they actually don't have to tackle the guy. That actually is not part of your job description. In fact, as gritty as it looks, Tua's not looking over his shoulder trying to have to make hustle plays like he's a third-string linebacker in the preseason. You don't got to go make that effort and tackle that guy. Let the rest of your guys do it. What you got to do is not throw the ball to that guy. Your job was to keep the ball in your team's possession.
But I think
not to go try to make a touchdown-saving tackle when the dude wasn't even near scoring.
You said faith-driven, and that's the penance, right? You know, you did the crime, now you do the time. You got to be punished for throwing that interception, put your body on the line, take a big hit. You've got your teammates knocking helmets all spring, summer practice.
Let them do it. That's what they get paid to do.
And you know what? The quarterbacks don't do it enough. So if it's maybe once, twice, 3 times a season where you got to get your head knocked around a little bit because you throw the interception, then that's the price to pay.
Well, if he keeps paying that price, the cost is going to get steeper and steeper, not just on his medical bills, but also the opportunity cost of not playing in the National Football League again, because this is a guy that has a very public and also scary history with concussions. And I'm not even necessarily mad at him for going to try and make the tackle, but what the hell was that form then? Like everything about the play was wrong. How about this? How about we hear from Tua himself? He talked about it after the game as the Dolphins get the win. That's the headline of the night, but it could have been another derailing injury from Tua Tagovailoa as he's out here recklessly trying to spear guys' knees on I guess after he throws an interception. Here's Tua explaining his tackle.
I feel good. Everything's good. I went up to that dude that intercepted me and asked him, like, bro, you couldn't just like ran out of bounds or like cut back. It was like, you seen me and I seen you. Like, you wanted to just run me over. He told me after the game he's like, there's no room there. Like, there was nowhere else to go. So, he got to do what he got to do to help his team win games. And I wasn't planning on using my head to go hit him.
You don't know ball, Theo. That's what we've got him down to. Like, you cannot put yourself in the head of a quarterback on an NFL field.
Nobody should be the head of that quarterback.
There's some space in there, maybe. I don't know, sloshing around. But you know what? That's exactly what happened. This is a game. He played the game. He took a hit. Whatever, dude. We wouldn't have this conversation with anybody else.
I had this conversation with you about Patrick Mahomes after he literally took his wide receiver Rashee Rice out because as he dove head first for a tackle like an idiot against the Chargers after he threw an interception in a double coverage, he took out Rashee Rice's knee. Now he's not going to have his number one receiver in his second year that was on a trajectory that might have been still leading the league in receptions. It's better to take a negative play. It's
better to take out the opposition's knee than your own wide receiver's knee. I think that goes without saying. And Tua took out an opposing player.
Tua's going to take himself out is the problem. He's going to take himself. Now do we have to spend an offseason of him training on tackling drills? We've already done the sliding drills. He had to take jiu-jitsu because he doesn't know how to fall when he's taking a sack. Now we have to teach Tua how to tackle because he throws the ball to the other team too damn much. At what point do we just say, hey, just stay out of the play? Just back up. Relax. Let somebody else handle that. That's why they're your teammates. That's why you're the quarterback. You're the franchise guy. You are the person that we all live and die to protect. Just get out of the way.
But even if the quarterback doesn't make the tackle on these plays, he is a body on the field that the defender has to avoid and maybe push the ball carrier to another person who was on offense, now on defense, trying to make a tackle. I don't think where the Dolphins are right now, they have to win every game, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like, so what? He runs back for a pick six. It's okay. No, you try to make the tackle and say, all right, you get my back, D, please.
All that speed on that offense and somebody else couldn't get to him. All of that speed. Raheem Mostert, Devon Achane. Jonnu Smith is fast for a tight end. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. And he's the one that caught up to the dude. And also, I will say this, too. If you're Tua, you're right. You're right. Hey, go and be a body in the play. Give your offense that is now the defense because you threw the interception. Give them an extra body in the field for that player to have to consider. But don't dive head first at his knee. We won't stay on that too long. I just had to get that off my chest because it was idiotic. And he did it again in prime time. And luckily, he survived that blow to the head. And the Rams could not survive what was a stifling Dolphins defense, which was a good enough, above average Miami offense. Tua 20 for 28, 207 yards through the air, a touchdown, a pick, and a win. The Dolphins now set themselves up because they have the easiest schedule going forward in the National Football League. They stand at 3-6. I saw ESPN. Their stats and analytics or FPI or whatever you want to call it gave them a 13% chance of making the playoffs. Here's the thing about that. The Dolphins actually should, if everything goes according to plan over these next 2 weeks, because they have a very, very cupcake schedule, they have a chance to have that number tick up and up. At 3-6 right now, these next 2 weeks, CCAT, this weekend at home, I'll be at the game as the Dolphins host the Las Vegas Raiders, who have pretty much mailed their season in, right? It's over with.
Yeah, you got to win that football game. They're going to beg you to win that football game.
Yeah. So Dolphins Raiders at home this Sunday. I'll be at Hard Rock Stadium. I'll likely watch the Dolphins win. And we discussed their schedule last night, and I jokingly said they're going to mess around and win this Monday Night Football game. They're going to give you false hope. That's the place we're at right now when they're sitting at 3-6. Only one game back, one game in the loss column back of the Broncos, who sit in the 7th seed in the AFC. So when they win that game over the Raiders, that 13% spikes up, maybe about 17, 18%. Then the next week at home, they got the Patriots. Tua has owned the Patriots. That's the one thing he's probably done well and consistently for Miami is get rid of that team, that New England team. Even when Bill Belichick was there, Tua Tagovailoa has dominated them in the same way that the Bills dominate Miami. So you expect them to win that one as well. Sitting at 5-6 now, the Dolphins' percentage is spiking well over a quarter, maybe like up to 30% for FPI. And then it's going to come down to, again, that Thursday night. What the Dolphins are doing here is they saved the Thanksgiving slate. They did. The Miami Dolphins saved the Thanksgiving slate because we were looking at that schedule on that Thursday. We know we're going to be spending time with family. By that time of the day, you're done eating. You're well into your 4th or 5th drink. You're chopping it up with your uncle. I mean, this year for sure, Thanksgiving is going to get weird. The conversations around Thanksgiving, depending on how your household is and how your family might be split, with everything that's happened over the past 2 weeks here in America, it's going to be by the 2nd or 3rd drink, it's going to be some conversations being had at that table. And you know what Tua saved us from? Having to lock in on that. Because at 8:20, when they kick things off for some Thursday night football on a Thanksgiving, Packers-Dolphins is actually going to mean something because the Dolphins will be 5-6. And PHINS fans everywhere are going to be, their blood is just going to be pumping with that drug that you cannot really test for. That drug that also just, it makes you as irrational as Tua Tagovailoa is sometimes on the field when he's doing things with his head that he should not be doing. And the drug is hope. False hope at that. The Miami Dolphins are the new team that are the beacon of false hope for their franchise, for their fan base. And I'm telling you this early because it's going to happen. We're 2 weeks out from everybody feeling it and saying it, that the Dolphins are a dangerous team that you don't want to play. They'll likely run up the score against the Raiders. They'll likely get a big win against the Patriots as well. Everything's going to look like it's firing in the right direction, and we'll really find out what this team is 3 weeks from now. They are a beacon of false hope. Don't fall for it. Don't get too wrapped up in it, Dolphins fans. I'm saving you from the utter embarrassment on the other side. I did the same thing with the Jets a couple of weeks ago, and the ones that listened are thanking me. You should do the same. Again, we're entering the season of thanks, CCAT. So let's go ahead and give people something to be grateful for. They're a beacon of hope. False hope at that. That's where I want to take it to you today, CCAT. In the NFL right now, as we're 10 weeks in, we're entering week 11, which we agreed before the show, dog. That slate is sick.
Yeah, it's really, really bad. In order to, if the Dolphins can win 2 games and go into the game against the Packers on Thanksgiving night as a actual opponent, maybe that spread is hopefully within 6 points so we can think about maybe we have a game here.
Yeah.
Just sleep through the Cowboys-Giants game. Just absolutely sleep through the 4 o'clock game. That's a nap time. That's maybe a turkey bowl time. Maybe that's I got to run to the store for some desserts time. Don't watch football in that 4 o'clock slate. Watch the early game because of tradition, and watch the 8 o'clock game because you'll be buzzed and you'll be happy to do it.
I can't wait for that game. It's going to mean something now, which will be beneficial to all parties involved. By the way, the Packers, like, as good as their record is right now, as good as they've looked, they're third in their division. They need that game too. It's going to be both teams in there on Thursday night looking for a win, seeking out a win. But again, one of those teams is actually going to have a real shot at making the playoffs, and the other team in the Dolphins are just living, feeding, and breathing on false hope. Don't fall for it, Dolphins fans. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Who else in the NFL is charging their fans up on false hope? Who else around the league, maybe in college football as well, are beacons of false hope like these Miami Dolphins are by getting that win over the Rams in primetime? I know that not that many people were watching. I had it on the second screen because damn it, if I was going to subject myself to a full night of just Dolphins highlights or whatever the hell they want to put out there, they got the win. But again, false hope. Who else in the NFL is selling dreams to their fan base and the rest of their team? Hit us up here on Theoretically Speaking or jump in the YouTube chat at Theo Speaking. The YouTube chat presented by Prize Picks. 888-760-3776. That's the number to tap in. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Are you experiencing foot and ankle pain and need to see an expert in the field? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County, right on through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. 888-760-3776. Who in the NFL is a beacon of false hope, and how is it not just the Miami Dolphins? In the YouTube chat, I'm getting clowned now. I'm getting clowned because I'm saying that Tua shouldn't be out there spearing at players' knees.
A football player.
And here's Jalen in the YouTube chat. No, Theo, if you're on the field, you have an obligation to your team to make the play.
Yeah, you do. You're not wearing a red penny. You know, you're not the teacher.
He should be.
You're not my social studies teacher in 6th grade used to run outside with us during recess, and he would be all-time quarterback. We'd run 7-on-7s with him as the quarterback. That's not this reality we live in. A quarterback is still a football player, despite the NFL making rules every single year that take away their status.
I would argue quarterbacks aren't. Most of them aren't. Quarterbacks are so heavily protected and treated with those nice kid gloves, and the rules are literally different for them than anybody else in the league. The pay scale is different for them. The level of money that they get based on their actual impact on their teams is different for them. Look at Trevor Lawrence, who has done absolutely nothing in this league and is making $50 million a year. You think he can make that as a corner with that level of production? As a safety with that level of production? No. Running back? Hell no. Quarterbacks aren't football players. It's a whole different position. They're like middle management. Randy in the YouTube chat right here. He says, Tua Sayal Jr. I won't joke about that because Sayal had some real serious issues with CTE. But he's saying he doesn't know how to play football without cracking his head. Dude needs to retire. And if I was McDaniel, I wouldn't let him play for me. So, Randy, I mean, that being true, that being what it says, what he's saying, though, is kind of in a roundabout way and in an insensitive way because we know the story of Junior Seau. What he's saying isn't false. You keep letting your head rattle around like that, there are consequences on the other side of that. And if you're Tua, you're doing it on unnecessary plays. When he did it against the Bills this year, you already had the first down. Your job as the quarterback, move the sticks, get down. You're not Josh Allen. You're not Drake May. Damn it, you ain't even Patrick Mahomes. You're too small. You ain't that quick. Get your tail on the ground. Same thing when you throw that interception, right? What? Even if you're going to go try to make the tackle, then how about you go line up with the linebackers and the safeties and the DBs and learn how to tackle a guy properly? How are you this old and you're calling him a football player, right?
Yes, sir.
A professional football player.
Played in Hawaii.
I know how to make that tackle better than he does.
Yeah, pal. All right. Come on.
I'm just saying, why would you spiral your head at his leg?
It's a lot easier said than done.
Absolutely
to square up and form tackle a linebacker, whoever it was, coming down the sideline. Yes, it's easier to get down. He was getting down, trying to trip him up is what he was doing. And his head just so happened to connect with the knee.
No, he dove down.
If it hit his shoulder, we wouldn't be talking about this play at all.
He dove down.
Yeah, he dove down.
Yeah, that's
your upper body also includes
player.
your pecs. It also includes your shoulders, your arms. He didn't want his head to hit the knee. It just so happened to happen.
Yeah, well, that's bad football form. He's not a good football player then. If he's football player, quote unquote.
Well, football form is if you got a guy bigger than you and you got to make a tackle, you get low. He got low.
He didn't get low, though. Watch the replay back. Watch the Tua Tagovailoa interception and then tackle back. He didn't get low. He threw his head at the dude's leg.
What's the definition of a low? His legs.
So, all right. So then do we need to bring on could we have any football professionals out there? Any football professionals or coaches that can help out CCAT and myself right here? I'm not saying I'm an expert. I also, just like you, CCAT, have played the game. I've watched it a lot. That is not a good form tackle. That is not what football coaches are directing you to do when they tell you to get low. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. If you fancy yourself as a football savant, is what Tua did last night on the interception return considered getting low? Is that what you're teaching at your football practices like CCAT is telling you he did? Because if it is, you're going to be number one, you're going to be sending a lot of kids to the medical tent, right? And then number two, you're probably going to be losing a lot of games because that's not even an effective way to take a guy down. You can easily hurdle or sidestep that. It was incredibly poor form. And it also is an idiotic play for a guy that's making $50 million a year, who we've seen what the Dolphins look like without you. And that one little tackle on that play, even if it connected, even if it was right, would not save them from the 4 or 5 weeks you might miss because of that incorrect. Look at that.
Yeah, on the YouTube stream presented by Prize Picks, please subscribe at Theo Speaking. Yeah, he's getting low. His knee is almost touching the ground. What are you talking about?
Oh, my God.
So I understand your argument. Maybe Tua, when he throws an interception, should take a knee and watch the rest of the play. Maybe that should happen. But once he's pursuing the ball carrier, you can't ask him for much more.
I'd rather him stand straight up. That's bad. What he's doing right there is begging for a concussion, honestly. 888-760-3776. If you consider yourself a football savant, is what Tua did a football play? Is that him getting low and making a tackle, selling out for his team? Because I've seen a lot of tackles been made in the NFL. Very few of them looked anything like that. That looks bad.
Well, if he went a little bit high, so what'd you want him to do? In that split second,
either run and say, we've seen people do it all the time. Like you see quarterbacks even do it, especially on interception returns, where they chase after the guy, but they don't chase with the intent of literally getting down and tackling him. They chase with the intent of crowding the football so somebody else can make the tackle. That is your job as the quarterback. Your job as the quarterback is also to protect the football in the first place and not be throwing turnovers to where you feel like you have to be a hero and go save the day. You don't practice tackling. You haven't. When's the last time Tua's practiced tackling? Never, probably.
We're not in that locker room. We're not in that training camp. But I would wager that there is a walkthrough during summer camps, OTAs, whatever it is. This is how you tackle that quarterback position.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I would have to ask somebody. I don't want to agree with you or disagree. I don't know. I would assume they don't. I would assume more so they're like, hey, this is how you keep the ball in our own possession. Ugh, I can't believe this. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. That's the number for Theoretically Speaking. We got John. John's in West Palm Beach. John, you're on Theoretically Speaking here with us today. Are you a football expert?
Not quite an expert, but I'm pretty knowledgeable about the game.
Got you. Appreciate you. Have you coached before? I'm guessing you sound like a coach. I kind of want to line up and do some drills right now.
Well, if you did, I'd show you how to tackle, that's for sure.
There we go.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. So, John, you know how tackling works in football. Do you agree with CCAT? Was what Tua did a smart move for your franchise quarterback, throwing your head at somebody's leg?
Not at all. And his whole mentality was to not get trucked. But if you're going down, you have to get low enough and turn your head to the side using your shoulder. So he was completely wrong, leading head first, going down.
You got to lead with your shoulder. That's another thing, too, is leading with your shoulder. Because literally when you go head first, it's considered targeting in so many ways. So here's my question, too, then, John. I don't want to put you up against it as well, but do you want your quarterback trying to make that play?
No, if he's drifting to the guy out of bounds, the only place he can go is out of bounds. So he's strong enough to use two hands and just push him one out of bounds.
That's what I would assume, too. At least stay upright, at least stay in the play and show the effort, but don't do that. That right there is almost like worst-case scenario. John, I appreciate your football insight right there, and I get what you're trying to say as well, C-Cat. You want him to be football guy, gritty. He's no other than any other guy. He's like a left guard. He does whatever for the team, but I'm sorry. That's just – we have to treat Tua differently because, number one, he's a quarterback, and number two, he has probably the most troubled injury history of any recent quarterback that we know.
I'm so glad you're not a football coach. I'm so happy you're not a football coach because your players would hate you.
Yeah.
If you're handling this quarterback with kid gloves, special, better than everybody else, can't get his nose a little bit dirty in the mud, get out of here. That's soft as hell.
C-Cat, do you not realize that that's literally what most every football coach does? There's a reason why they have red jerseys at practice. You're not allowed
practice
to touch
is
them.
different than a game. You can do whatever you want in practice, but when it comes to winning a football game, the Dolphins are in a must-win scenario each and every time they take the field if they want to make the playoffs.
One of the most wise offensive coaches of all time and greatest coaches in the sport, in the history of the sport, is Andy Reid, Kansas City Chiefs. His quarterback is Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes don't do QB sneaks, C-Cat. You want to know why he doesn't?
Why?
Because he's too damn valuable to be risking his body fighting for 1 yard. There's a reason why Patrick Mahomes doesn't do QB sneaks. Do you think Andy Reid is a fool?
I don't think Andy Reid is a fool. I think it's a different circumstance because Patrick Mahomes, like in every argument, is the exception to the rule. And there's a specific instance where Patrick Mahomes injured himself on a QB sneak. Tua never got hurt making a tackle. Tua got hurt taking a sack. On a pass breakup, Tua got hurt trying to break a tackle.
I'll tell you one thing. Tua tackle like that 5 more times, and you'll be changing your tone on that.
Tua could play for my team any day with that. I love the effort.
Tua's never got hurt kicking a field goal. I mean, we're running out of ways for him to get hurt. We're running out of ways. How many ways do you want him to hurt his head? Jalen's in the chat saying my team would go 0-10.
Thank you.
Well, at least my players will go home to their families and live a very healthy life.
Yeah, the candy-ass Theo Dorseys. You can run the ball down their throat. Run on first down, run on second down, run on third down, go for it on fourth because you are never going to outman my football team.
Devontae says in the YouTube chat, bad form. He needs to control his emotions. He definitely was mad he threw that pick. I get that too. He was responding to what he was ticked off. He threw that interception. He responded to that. But no, I'm not even saying if he was Josh Allen, I wouldn't care. You know?
See, Yeah. See that double standard. You got a big, strong quarterback.
Not a double standard. Same reason. Like, how did Tank Dell get injured last year for the Texans? They were asking little 5'8" Tank Dell to try and was he lead blocking or something like that in the play? Something idiotic that the Texans did.
It was a goal line, like, crackback block.
That's what your job as a head football coach is not to seem macho to other people.
Yeah, tell Dan Campbell that in the first place Lions.
He
establishes a culture in that locker room.
Look at the players Dan Campbell drafts and gets. You have to KYP, know your personnel. And I know Tua, and he ain't built like that. He's not built like that.
Well, what's the criticism of the Dolphins when the calendar turns to December and January? Oh, they're soft.
Yeah.
They can't play in the cold weather.
Yeah.
They can't run the football. They stack up soft against the hard men who they're going up against.
Well,
yeah, you think you're hard? You're not hard. They're hard. Whoever you're playing against is hard when you're Miami Dolphin because you are soft. You play in the Sunshine State. Beautiful weather. Go to Buffalo, get your butts kicked. That's the reputation the Dolphins have. And with the mentality that you want Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins to have, they'll continue to live up to that reputation by being soft.
Well, there's no place for soft teams in the Boca Raton Bowl, C-Cat. There's no place for soft teams there.
That's a guarantee.
We can agree. You can't show up to FAU Stadium and play on Howard Schnellenberger Field and be soft and be limp. I mean, one team kind of did last year, but we'll eradicate that from our minds because the 2024 for Boca Raton Bowl. We have a date for that already. We have a date for the Boca Raton Bowl in 2024. Mark your calendars, December 18th. It's going to be live on ESPN. It's also going to, of course, be covered here on ESPN 106.3. We had a rising state power at the time, USF, take down Syracuse out of the ACC last year. This year, we expect some great action as well. Two of the best teams in the nation, out of the group of five likely, going to provide some big action and likely a lot of big names. Think about Bailey Zappi, Devin Singletary, Zach Wilson. Those are the kind of guys that have been on that field before in the past, making the headlines, making the highlights. Who's going to do it this year? Make sure you're around to find out.
Not Theo Dorsey. You're not going to make any headlines. Hey, last year we saw you on a football field. You made a fool of yourself.
I was overthrown. I got overthrown and I went for it. I could have walked off the field. I dove for it because I'm a gritty football player. I'm a dog.
Quarterback didn't know his personnel, I guess.
He didn't. I was a step slower than I used to be. Don't miss out on the Boca Raton Bowl. For more information, BocaRatonBowl.com. He never comes through with soft takes. He always comes through with something definitive. In fact, the Mike Tannenbaums. Mike T, former general manager of the Miami Dolphins, joining us, former general manager of the New York Jets, former VP of football operations for the Miami Dolphins, joining us on the other side to break down what the hell is going on with them Bears and how to fix some of the disturbed teams in the NFL. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
This is the Delray Beach Open. Don't miss today's top professional tennis stars and legends in downtown Delray Beach. February 7th through 16th. It's 10 days of tennis on the Ave. 140 miles per hour races, parties, music, art, and all the good vibes. Come for the nonstop action on and off the court. Snap pics and post memories at the DBO. Join us for a jam-packed week of ATP tennis matches. More fun, more food, more drink, more parties, more of everything. DelrayBeachOpen.com for info.
Time now for a PNC pause. PNC Bank is committed to helping the customers and the communities they serve move forward financially. See how they can make a difference for you at PNC.com.
ESPN 106.3 is presented by Rubenstein Law. 1-800-FL-LEGAL. Car accident, truck accident, Uber or Lyft accident, or a slip and fall. Call Rubenstein Law. Call 1-800-FL-LEGAL and visit one of our offices throughout Florida.
Lease the new 2024 Range Rover Evoque 250S today at Land Rover Palm Beach for only $499 per month with a 42-month lease and only $47.50 down, plus fees and first month's payment. Head over to Land Rover Palm Beach today, located on Okeechobee Boulevard just past the Turnpike, or visit LandRoverPalmBeach.com to set up a test drive of the new 2024 Range Rover Evoque 250S. Land Rover Palm Beach, above and beyond.
Good Greek moving and storage, your superhero movers.
Thank you for listening to ESPN 106.3. I love you. Thank you for listening to ESPN 106.3. I love you. Thank you for listening to ESPN 106.3. I love you.
Hi, this is Blaine Isbell, Corporate Vice President of Team IP. For over 30 years, Team IP has been a national leader in decorated apparel and promotional products. National corporate brands and 22 college bowl games, including the Boca Raton Bowl, make Team IP their partner of choice. Team IP, located right in our community in Stuart, is a proud partner of ESPN West Palm. Contact me anytime at 877-821-8643 or head to teamip.com and take the first step in making Team IP your team to boost your brand.
Festive fun is back on select nights. At Palm Beach Zoo, there's family fun. It's the best date night. Oh, Zoo Lights cheer here at Palm Beach Zoo. Oh, what fun it is to save wildlife at the zoo. Hey!
Zoo Lights, presented by Florida Power and Light Company and Discover the Palm Beaches, Florida. Get your tickets today at pbzoo.org/zoolights.
Hey, you! It's me, Evan Cohen, from Unsportsmanlike with Canty and Michelle. That's all. Just wanted to say hi. Call me later. Bye.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
That's hope right there. That's hope. That's what's in the air. That's what's in the air. Thanks, Twister. Thanks, Faith. And that's what the Dolphins are selling right now. A lot of false hope. A lot of false hope to these Dolphins fans, though that win did save Florida from plenty of dismay. If the Dolphins would have lost to the Rams last night, all the Florida professional football teams, the Jags, the Dolphins, and the Bucks, would have went 0-3 in the same week for the third straight week. That would have been the first time since 95 that's happened. Since literally the Jaguars franchise was incepted. The Dolphins did save us from that embarrassment. But sadly, they're pumping some false hope into their fan base, which, again, is going to lead up to a Thanksgiving Day game where you're going to feel like, oh, this win can bring us to 500. You're going to feel that same hope that you hear Jadakiss and Faith singing about. See, Kat, it is a Tuesday.
I didn't know what song this was till the chorus hit, honestly.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, now I know it.
Oh, yeah, it's a jam.
Like the end of the credits are rolling right now.
Right, real talk. Uh-huh. Yeah. And the end of the credits should be rolling on the Dolphins season, but they extended it right alongside with the hope of their fan base with a big win last night. Congratulations to them for doing it, but also protect your head, Tua. One guy that also he's always going to protect his head because he's got the big football brains is our guy, Mike Tannenbaum, who joins us here on Tuesday. Mike T, how are you doing? How'd you enjoy some Monday Night Football?
Yeah, great game. Very encouraged by Miami. Starts up front, and Calais Campbell, Chop Robinson, amongst others. They did a great job up front and gives them a little bit of hope.
Yeah, a lot of bit of hope in that. The return of Zach Sealer, I didn't realize how impactful that would be, but the Rams being forced to double-team him, that defense looked like a whole entirely different unit. And if they are going to play that way for the rest of the year, I understand why Dolphins fans should have hope. But Mike T, can you just like lay down the law right quick? Do the Dolphins have a legit chance at clawing back to that 7 seed as they stand at 3-6 today?
Yeah, Theo, I went through the exercise, and basically they can't lose 3 games. If they lose 3 games, that gives them a losing record, and presumably you're not going to make the playoffs. So, you look at games like Houston, the Jets is much more winnable. They got San Francisco. So those are, if you're a Dolphin fan, you just got to make sure that you lose 2 more games, not 3.
And that's why when I look at the schedule, I feel like the next 2 weeks, they have the Raiders at home, they have the Patriots at home. If you're a serious team, if you're having any shot at all at making it back into the playoff race, you got to win those 2. So they'll be 5-6 going into that Thanksgiving game at the Packers. And as we've seen from the Packers, they can be really good some weeks and really bad. So if they can pull that win off and go to 6-6, you're right. It comes down to the Texans game, the 49ers game, and then potentially that last game of the season against the Jets. I don't know which way to think about them, but I do want to there's a lot of fans out there that have been heartbroken over the Dolphins year in and year out. I'm just trying to provide them. I'm protecting them. I'm protecting them from themselves. Mike T, it seems like at this point, Caleb Williams might need to be protected for himself. How would you go about fixing the Bears as they've now fired Shane Waldron as offensive coordinator, promoted Thomas Bryant, but they still have that same guy leading the pack and Matt Eberflus?
Yeah, it all starts up front, guys, and that's going to be hard to do in season. But they got great skill players like Roma Dunze and Keenan Allen and DJ Moore. But it starts up front, and when you have a rookie quarterback with a bad offensive line, that's typically a bad combination.
Yeah, it's at this point it feels like he looks lost out there. He got sacked 9 times against the Patriots. That's a game that, again, when you're playing New England and you want to make the playoffs, you have to win. Have you ever seen it where in season you have an offensive coordinator change and like positivity followed? The only thing I could think about is the Bills last year when they made that shift, but they were already a contender. That felt a little different.
Yeah, it did, but they changed the way they attack teams. So meaning like they became much more run-centric. And I don't know if we'll see that much of a difference, but I think what would help Caleb Williams more than anything, guys, would be a really good run game. So maybe there is a lesson to be learned from, the Joe Brady transition from Buffalo a year ago.
Yeah, I'm hearing nothing but doomsday from the Bears fans in my life. And, of course, our brother station, ESPN 1000 in Chicago, it's like the sky is falling. And I'm hearing them say things like, back in the day, 7 or 8 years ago, It wouldn't have mattered if we drafted Patrick Mahomes instead of Mitch Trubisky in that draft. It wouldn't have mattered if we drafted the best quarterback in the NFL because they would have come to Chicago and they would not have turned into the stud that they can be. How much of a quarterback when drafted number 1 overall or the top of the draft, how much of it is the pure prospect and the pure talent and everything that organization surrounds that guy with?
Yeah, look, Caleb Williams is, there's a lot of scar tissue there like you just enumerated, but I think it's really about moving forward. We got Caleb Williams. What are his strengths? How can we accentuate that? That's really not all that matters. Mitch Trubisky, Justin Fields, guys, to me, that's ancient history. Let's work on what we have here. Again, to me, it starts with the offensive line. Let's try to get them better.
I think, Mike T, that's exactly why we've seen the uptick in how well the Chargers have performed. They almost did the anti-Bears this offseason. They leaned heavier into the run game. They got rid of their skill position players in Austin Eckler, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. They beefed up their O-line, and they got a new coach in Jim Harbaugh who changed the identity of that franchise. You believed in the Chargers this offseason. I chuckled at it at the time, and now they look a shoo-in to be a playoff team. Is that going to be kind of the answer? Do they need to find a guy that can, again, is it a head coaching issue at this point for them?
Yeah, look, it could be. But I think it's more fundamental than just say this coach or that coach. I think what's more important is to have a philosophy, a plan. And to me, going back to the Chargers guys, they already had a decent offensive line with Rashawn Slater at tackle. They go out and get John Alt from Notre Dame. And look, I love Herbert, but more than that is the quarterback has a chance to function. So to me, if we're talking about the Bears or whomever else in the offseason guys, of course the coach matters. But let's have a plan. And again, you show me a good offensive line, guys, I'm going to show you a good offense.
Mike, me and Theo talked about for 45 minutes before the show about how delicious this upcoming NFL week slate is. If you could only watch one game between Thursday and Monday for this NFL season, which one would it be?
Yeah, let's go Thursday night, guys. To me, Washington and Philadelphia, that could be the beginning of a great rivalry. We had Brady, right, and Manning for a decade. Why not have Jalen Hurts and Jaden Daniels for the next decade? Two great quarterbacks. Obviously, one's a little bit more experienced in Hurts, but I think we have a long way to go here. But whoever wins Thursday night to me is going to be the favorite to win the NFC East.
I absolutely love that. I do like the idea of that being a real rivalry that carries. The one thing that makes me nervous about that is I'm man, every time we think we have it when one of these young quarterbacks, they show a lot of promise in that first year. The expectations come in the second year, and then you have stuff like the C.J. Stroud fall off, or like what we saw from Justin Herbert, where it took a while to see it again. I hope that in Washington they're able to sustain some success with Daniels and keep them as a formidable opponent for the Eagles and the Cowboys if they ever get their senses back. Do you specifically feel like there is a team right now that thinks they're in the hunt? And I'm looking specifically at the AFC race for that 7 seed. The Colts, the Jets, the Dolphins, the Broncos, the Bengals. Out of those teams, do you think any of them who think they have hope, think they have a chance, should probably hang it up and be preparing for next year?
Well, the Colts are playing the Jets this week, guys, and that's certainly one that we could talk about. Is that an elimination game? And the disappointing part of it with Flacco is look, Anthony Richardson, the only grade we could really give him, guys, is a grade of incomplete. So we're going to put Flacco in the game. He's going to settle things down and give us a chance to win the fourth quarter. His first pass was a pick six. He throws a second interception on a screen. So to me, I'm not saying it's do or die, but there will be a sense that Sunday the Jet-Colt game feels like an elimination game, guys.
Who's the hottest head coaching name on the market right now from your feel of things? I know Ben Johnson with the Lions gets a lot of talk, but there's a lot of teams now that are look, over these next 7-8 weeks, we're going to do a lot of evaluating. Who do you think is at the top of that list for coaches next in the NFL?
Yeah, I like him, and somebody that I used to be with at the Jets, Aaron Glenn, who's the defensive coordinator for the Lions. So you look at successful teams, you look at their coordinators, stylistically, obviously different than Ben Johnson, but a lot of things about Aaron Glenn I like, and you can start connecting dots. But he was on the staff in New Orleans. New Orleans is going to have an opening, so you start dot connecting, and Aaron Glenn to the Saints. Not saying it's a certainty, but boy, that makes a lot of sense.
Wow, yeah, that actually makes too much sense, actually, and I know Saints fans will be thrilled to see that and have that guy step into that locker room. All right, it's that time on a Tuesday, Mike T, where we get you to drop your Mike Tannenbaum. It has been trademarked here on Theoretically Speaking as Mike Tannenbaum gives us a big either projection or statement within the NFL. You've delivered at a high level. The stakes are high here. What's your Mike Tannenbaum for this Tuesday?
We're going with more of the same. Jaden Daniels beating Jalen Hurts and the Eagles on Thursday night, and the Commanders taking the lead in the NFC East race. I just believe in him. Little bump in the road against the Steelers, but I like the Commanders over the Eagles Thursday night.
Commanders over the Eagles. You heard it here first. You heard it from our friend Mike Tannenbaum. I appreciate you pulling up, man. Enjoy the rest of your week. And, yeah, find you a nice, comfortable spot in the house to post up at because we got some great football action all weekend.
All right. Thanks so much, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. That's our guy, Mike Tannenbaum. Mike T, his appearances here as he drops those Mike Tannenbaums, always brought to you by Eisner Amper. And, I would say this, CCAT, if the Commanders find a way, because they've been good and competitive in every game, but we're going to talk about which teams are worse than their record or better than their record on the other side here. And you can poke some holes in that 7-3 record if you are anti-Commanders right now. There's some, it's not like they've been beating up on world beaters right now.
Yeah, certainly so. I mean, they definitely could have lost last week against, or they could have beat the Steelers. They lost. Yeah. They showed a lot of futility in that game against the Steelers, where Mike Tomlin's a great coach. It's a great side of the football with their defense. Mm-hmm. It's a great team they lost to, but you got to start beating the big dogs if you want to be considered a favorite in the division.
And honestly, I do think they're built like that, right? Like they can do it. I'm not saying they can't do it. I just need to see it. And this Thursday night on primetime, I know it's a short week. I know you got a rookie quarterback. It will be nice to see them step up and deliver. Always delivering for its customers is EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing. EDSisyes.com. EDSisyes.com. I'm glad I'm reminded of it because I need to set my appointment. As you know, CCAT, I'm a Gold Plan member with EDS. That means I get 2 different appointments throughout the year, preventative care and repair, to come and service my AC unit, take care of any plumbing needs I need. They shot me a text, this week, hey, it's time for appointment number 2, so I'll see what my calendar looks like. The good thing is when you hop on EDSisyes.com, scheduling an appointment is super easy. They have 24/7 support, by the way, too, so even if you don't want to go the website route, if you call in because you have an emergency issue with your AC, they'll be there for you. They've been there for us. Literally, for Palm Beach County since 2006, keeping you cool. And now they're also, again, it's kind of newer on the newer side, but yeah, the plumbing needs as well. They are there for you. EDSisyes.com, your trusted AC experts in Palm Beach County, a 4.8 star Google rating with over 760 reviews. That's so solid. That's so good. If I were to get 760 people to review Tua's tackle, it would be like 4.8, no way. Probably like a 1.2, 0.7, 4.8 stars for EDSisyes.com. That's because they're good. EDSisyes.com. Get your stuff serviced, get it checked out with some of the good guys. CCAT, I can't believe you. Can't believe you're on that side of the Tua thing. I know you love gritty football plays, but come on, dude.
What? Yeah. I mean, like, what else did you expect from me?
What if the rest of this, like, if he gets injured on that play, you can't always play the process. Sometimes you got to play the results. I know, I get it. But if he gets injured on that play, like, their season is literally over. If he lets that guy get an extra 5 yards, nothing moves the needle. You're good. You're fine. Your defense gets a stop.
But when Tua is going towards the sideline, he doesn't know if his tackle is inconsequential or not. If that guy runs back for a touchdown, the entire complexion of last night's game is different.
He wasn't even close to running it back from a touchdown. There were like 5 other Dolphins around there. He did not need to be the one diving at his legs.
And is Tua better than his brethren to his right and to his left that he puts blood, sweat, and tears in and week out? No. He's not better than those guys, so he's going to put in the same amount of effort.
It's not about being better. It's just he's more fragile. He's also not the man for the job. He's not good at it. He's terrible at tackling. So what are you talking? Like, he's literally not better. He's worse. He's worse than his next man. It's trivia time.
It's trivia time.
Man, what's happening here, man? It's just
I almost said Trizzy time, like Trizzy Drake.
Oh my!
That's Theo Dorsey, Trizzy Drake. All right, Theo. Your Kansas City Chiefs are 9-0.
Worse than the hard thing from earlier.
9-0 Kansas City Chiefs. My question to you is simply this: what's the last time in NFL history has a team started the season 9-0 or better?
Oh. Okay. I like that one. That's a good one. Gets the brain thinking a little bit. I have a couple ideas in my head right here. We'll address that. We'll address that answer, as well as deliver our Baptist Health Injury Report and talk about which teams are better or worse in their record. Again, when was the last time an NFL team started the season 9-0? My answer after the break. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3. Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in, we begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
New developments ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
Hi, this is Kevin Dalton, owner of the Unlimited Auto Wash. You'll love our daily specials. With our loyalty card, you can save up to $5 off any wash on Mondays if you're a guy, Wednesdays for the ladies, and seniors 55 and older every Thursday. And Tuesday is Double Stamp Tuesday. With 6 locations, there's an Unlimited Auto Wash near you. Plus, we have unlimited monthly plans that offer inside and out washes with Tire Shine for just $44.95 a month. Visit unlimitautowashclub.com or call 561-WASH-ME-TOO for a location near you.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's has voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manzo's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manzo's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
Hi, it's Luis Fonsi. In the world of music, versatility allows you to capture the moment and create something amazing. Ford SUVs are designed with the same versatility in mind. The Ford Escape or Explorer can make any day a beach day with room for family and all your gear. And the Ford Bronco or Bronco Sport give you the freedom to go over, around, or through almost anything that comes your way. Ford SUVs, perfect for South Florida. See your local Ford dealer today.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play. Like Bear Dynasty interior paint, their most durable one-coat hide paint ever. From a team color statement wall to a fan cave, complete with a mural honoring Nick Saban's 17-year dynasty.
Hey, I like that idea.
Nothing beats Bear Dynasty interior paint. It's everything you need all in one can.
Defend your game time with Bear and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Valid only when tinted to colors from the Bear Dynasty and Marquee Interior One-Coat Hide Color Collection.
Attention football fans, the season's heating up, and that means it's time for jaw-dropping plays, spectacular touchdowns, and memories that'll last a lifetime. So if you're looking to grab the best seats for all the excitement, Vivid Seats is your go-to playmaker. With an incredible selection of tickets and a game-changing rewards program, Vivid Seats is your ticket to every thrilling moment. Don't miss out. Experience it live with Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
When it comes to choosing a health plan, you can trust the members who have experienced it firsthand. Humana is proud to offer a Medicare Advantage plan in Florida that earned 5 out of 5 stars. 5 stars is the highest rating possible. It's based on real members' experiences, and it's decided by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. Our Humana Gold Plus HMO earned 5 out of 5 stars. That means a few things. It means members get outstanding customer service. It means we connect them with excellent preventive care and chronic condition support. Most of all, it means you have a trustworthy option for a Medicare Advantage plan. Explore our 5-star Humana Gold Plus HMO at humana5star.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Every year, Medicare evaluates plans based on a 5-star rating system. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
My leg! I am not angry. I am in pain. My leg!
Time now for an injury report.
My head and torso! Wow, that's crazy. They hit me everywhere except my legs!
Presented by Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Go where the pros go.
The Kansas City Chiefs, the two-time defending Super Bowl champions, they have officially designated Isaiah Pacheco, running back, and defensive end Charles Omenihu for return from injured reserve. Pacheco's been out since, I believe, week 4. Omenihu's been out since last season's playoffs. Both of them designated to return. They have 21-day open window to bring themselves back. Neither one likely to be there Sunday for the Chiefs game against the Bills, which will be literally, like, that is going to be likely the game of the weekend, if not for the other games of the weekend that have the potential as well. That's your Baptist Health injury report. 2 starters, 2 pivotal players returning to a 9-0 Chiefs team as they try and chase perfection. That's your Baptist Health injury report. Is joint pain affecting your quality of life? At Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, our team is experienced in traditional joint replacement surgery, as well as new, less invasive treatments, with the goal of returning you to what you love as quickly as possible. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. 2 things the schedule makers in the NFL got incredibly right as we get ready to answer this trivia question, by the way. You can give me the trivia music. You can give it to me. 2 things they got incredibly right, the schedule makers ahead of this season. Number 1 is week 11. We look, Commanders, Ravens, 2 teams with 7 wins. Excuse me. Yes, Commanders, Ravens. Excuse me. Commanders, Eagles. Golly. Having Commanders, Eagles on a Thursday, having the Steelers and the Ravens, 2 7-win teams competing for the top of their division, and then also the Chiefs and the Bills all in one weekend. Schedule makers got that right. Also, front-loading the Jets primetime games like I told y'all before. They knew that team was going to be bad. We should have known as well. All right, what was the trivia question, C-Cat?
So your Kansas City Chiefs, who are getting better with Pacheco coming back from the IR and the Baptist Health Orthopedic Care injury report, your Chiefs are 9-0.
Yeah.
What was the last time we saw a team start 9-0 or better?
This one's tricky to me because I know specifically 2 teams that I feel like did it. I know the Steelers did it the COVID year. They went like 11 or 12-0 before they lost out. And then the Eagles, I want to say the Eagles last year were, I don't remember what number they got up to, but they were undefeated for a good majority of the beginning of the season. So, and then they lost most of the games on the back end. So I'll go with the Philadelphia Eagles last year. Man, did they lose a game early?
Yeah, they must have lost a game early.
Or maybe they were just 8-0 before they got their first loss. So was it the Steelers in the COVID year?
It was the 2020 Pittsburgh Steelers.
Wow.
Yeah, they took their first loss of the season to the Commanders in Week 13, and then they had their season ended early in the wild card round to the Browns.
Yeah, they
got
finished
blown out 48-37.
The thing about the Eagles and the Steelers, they both finished the season terribly and then got 1 round bounced after an immaculate start. You don't want to be hot at the wrong time. You don't want to be hitting your prime too early in the NFL season. It's shown itself to be an inefficient way to win a Super Bowl.
Yo, I hated that Steelers team. Like, we knew the Steelers were fraught. We, as in me.
Everybody did. No, everybody knew.
I was seething in my couch in Oklahoma how the Steelers were getting this buzz, eking out these wins. That team was garbage.
Yeah. They never deserved to be in that spot. But again, it's Mike Tomlin. It's coaching. It's knowing how to win close games. So let's suss it out then. For the teams right now in the NFL that have a strong or weak record and people feel they're either better or worse than it, I'll give you a few names of teams, and I'll tell you which side of the fence they're on. Actually, you give me the teams, and I'll tell you if they're better or worse than their record. How about that?
All right, sounds good. We're going to start off with an interesting one here. The Arizona Cardinals at 6-4. Are they better than that record, or are they worse than that record? Because, hey, statement win on Sunday over the Jets, where you could turn the game off at about, 4:45.
This is going to shock some people. The Cardinals are actually better than 6-4. Jonathan Gannon has that defense playing at a level that I did not think they can reach because of the names on the back of their jerseys. But at this point, we got to start taking that team with the name on the front of their jersey seriously. Kyler Murray can keep them in any game. They've beat good teams. They've hung in there with. They beat good teams, hung in there with contenders. They have a win against the 49ers this year. That's a good football team. They're likely going to be the ones to win the NFC West and keep the Niners out of the playoffs.
How about the Commanders, who we'll see on Thursday Night Football? Yeah. Right now, the D.C. Commanders are 7-3. Are they better than that, or are they worse than that?
They're worse than that because, honestly, they should be 6-4 right now, and we all know it. Had it not been for Tyreek Stevenson celebrating up the sideline as the play was going, had it not been for a foolish Matt Eberflus letting them get 10 extra yards before that Hail Mary attempt, and had it not been for Noah Brown being uncovered in the back of the end zone, that's just poor Hail Mary defense by the Bears. The Commanders didn't win that game. The Bears lost it. That Commanders team, though they're really good, they're not as good as their record states.
I like that. It's courageous to bring that up because I feel like raining on the Washington Commanders parade isn't a popular thing to do because of how exciting they are and how much we want to watch them on Thursday night and every week forward. But I appreciate that honesty.
They get to prove it on Thursday now, but right now they're worse than their record.
How about the Cincinnati Bengals, who are at 4-6?
The Bengals are worse than their record.
They barely lost to the Ravens. They were a coin flip away from beating the Ravens on Thursday.
It's a divisional game. That happens in divisional competitions against your rivals who you know very well. The Bengals are worse than their record, and I say that because all 4 of their teams' wins came against teams that have 2 wins total in the season. They're 4-6. The combined record of those 4 wins for them, for the other team, 7-28. They beat up on bad teams, and they even lost to a bad team in the Patriots in Week 1. The Bengals are actually worse than their record states, and the fact that they think they're in a playoff race is puzzling to me. Joe Burrow's really good. That's cute. Jamar Chase, hard to tackle, especially against the Ravens. That's a bad football team, though.
How about one half of one of the games of the weekend? The Buffalo Bills, who are at 8-2 on the season.
I hate to do this because I feel like they're right about at their record. Like they feel as closely identified to 8-2 as many other teams, but they also haven't beaten anybody. And I think it's going to show itself on Sunday. The Bills are worse than their 8-2 record. They're more like a 7-3 team. It's close. But, again, who have they beaten? They played the Dolphins twice and beat them. They beat the Cardinals Week 1. If your best win is the Cardinals in Week 1 in a game where you had to come back at home, terrible resume. If I was the CFB selection committee, I'd be looking at other teams.
And we'll finish it off with this one. It's weird that I have to ask this question, but are the Chiefs better than their 9-0 undefeated record?
I know I'm a Chiefs fan. It's going to sound terrible coming out of my mouth. The Chiefs are better than no. Better than no record. They have the smallest point difference team to start the season 9-0 in NFL history. You got to consider the context of the year for them. Not only do they have the greatest quarterback and the best coach right now in the game, they've been without their starting running back for most of the season. They've been without 2 of their top wideouts in Hollywood Brown and Rashee Rice for most of the season. They just got D-Hop. Pacheco's on the way back. Omenihu, one of their best pass rushers, on the way back. The Chiefs have been incomplete this year, and they've beaten good teams soundly with an incomplete roster. The Kansas City Chiefs are 9-0, but they're better than their record. And here's the way to judge that, CCAT. What's a better record to you? 9-0 or 15-2?
15-2 is a better record.
And that's my point. When I say they're better than 9-0, obviously you can do no better than 9-0 through 9 games. But 9-0 don't promise you anything, as we learned from the Steelers and the Eagles of years past. This is a 15-2 team, maybe a 17-0 team if they really go for it. And they're posing right now as a 9-0 team with a small point differential. Don't be fooled by their close games. They are a 2-time Super Bowl winning team, back-to-back, 3 times in the past 5 years. And also they have elite coaching and the best quarterback in the game. They know how to win close games. 7 wins in 1-possession games. It makes sense, though. It's not fluky like that Vikings season. Like, we know the cast and character. They've done it in the playoffs as well. Don't look now, but the Chiefs are better than their 9-0 record, and the fact that people are doubting them going to bear that out even more. C-Cat's right there. I'm Theo Dorsey. Thanks to Mike T for pulling up on us. You can check that back wherever you get podcasts, Theoretically Speaking, or on YouTube at Theo Speaking. Stick around, though, because the happy hour is next. We bring in Tina, Espresso Martina. We talk some more ball, and we also discuss how the hell did C-Cat almost commit arson this morning? He almost set the whole neighborhood on fire. We had to discuss. Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
You've got so many chances to win big on Hard Rock Bet. Even a small bet can bring in that serious cash. All you need is $1 and a dream.
Unbelievable. They've hit the parlay.
Let's go! Big payouts for every kind of player.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Get up to $100 back if your first bet doesn't win. Payable and bonus bet up to $100, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
As market dynamics change, the quality of service you receive from your accounting firm shouldn't. Partner-owned since 1923, Anshin Accountants and Advisors take time to get to know you and your unique circumstances to help resolve complex issues and develop innovative tax and accounting solutions. If you're a high net worth individual or business owner eager for a strategy to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver value where others can't. Visit anchin.com.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
Hey, it's Josh Cohen. When you need auto repair, honesty and reliability are everything. Trust the home for honest, reliable service since 1970. St. Lucie Battery and Tire. St. Lucie Battery and Tire has all the tire and battery brands in stock for cars, trucks, RVs, marine, power sports, golf carts, everything. Major and minor service repairs, free tire pressure, battery checks. St. Lucie Battery and Tire, over 50 years in our community. And now with 18 full-service locations, West Palm to the Treasure Coast. Go to slbt.com. That's slbt.com.
Hi, it's Luis Fonsi. What makes a performer truly legendary? How about being the #1 bestseller for 47 straight years? That's what Ford F-Series trucks have done every year since 1976. For generations, hard-working South Floridians have relied on Ford F-Series trucks to help grow businesses, communities, and families. A legacy of capability and technology. Ford trucks, perfect for South Florida. See your local Ford dealer today.
Experience the ultimate blend of luxury shopping, dining, and entertainment at the Gardens Mall. Just 1 mile east off I-95 on PJ Boulevard, this premier destination offers a mix of high-end brands, trendy retailers, and delicious dining. The mall's award-winning architecture, fine art, and lush landscaping create a stunning backdrop for interactive experiences and events. Whether you're shopping for the latest trends or enjoying the vibrant atmosphere, the Gardens Mall is Palm Beach County's top shopping and lifestyle destination.
Be a part of the excitement as the nation's top collegiate place kickers are honored Monday, December 9th at the Lou Groza Award Banquet, presented by the Orange Bowl. Meet the top college place kickers in America, and the area's best prep players and coaches are honored. Guest speaker, former NFL head coach Dave Shula. The Lou Groza Collegiate Place Kicker Award Banquet, Monday, December 9th at the West Palm Beach Marriott. For tickets, call 561-233-3180 or visit LouGrozaAward.com.
Never go near power lines. Whether you are trimming trees or picking fruit, stay at least 10 feet away from power lines. You can be seriously injured or killed if you or any object you're holding or standing on, such as tools and ladders, touches a power line. Hire a qualified line clearing professional to trim trees near power lines. Stay safe by keeping yourself and your tools at least 10 feet away from any power lines. Learn more at FPL.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
It's Evan Cohen. Missed me already? I'll be back for more on Sportsmanlike with Chris Canty and Michelle Smallman tomorrow at 6 a.m. here on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. Oh yeah, baby. It's the happy hour here on Theoretically Speaking, the 3 o'clock hour, as always, per usual. And like always, we got C-Cat on the other side of the glass, on the ones and the twos. And stepping in to her rightful place after a couple of days of absence, Espresso Martina. How you doing? How was your weekend, Tina?
My weekend was great. I had a friend in town, and it was also nice to just relax a little bit. And I did miss you guys. I did miss not being on the show, but I had a great weekend.
Yeah.
And a great few days off.
A friend in town. This is like a friend that you going out with to kick it, get drinks, or is this like a friend in town like I'm in for the weekend, I'm not seeing nobody?
What? I feel like that's the same thing.
It's two different things.
Wait, what? Like, we went a lot of places. I had a whole itinerary.
There you go.
For multiple days.
Checking.
Yeah, I had a nice itinerary the whole entire time.
Was it up and down? Did y'all hit Miami? Did you do? Because I hate when people come in town and they're like, yo, we got to go to Miami. And I'm like, I don't feel like going to Miami, but then I do it anyways. And now we're on South Beach and I'm mad.
No, none of my friends really ever want to go to Miami when they visit. It's very much like, I feel like when they come here, they do want like a nice chill weekend and they want to go to the beach. I showed them all the Jupiter spots. We did come down here to downtown West Palm and walk around, go to the restaurants. I did show them The Office because they've never seen it. And so...
You brought them to work?
Of course I did.
You brought your friends to work?
Uncomfortable.
I love showing them where I'm at all the time.
Hold on, here's the question. Did they request a tour of the ESPN West Palm studios, or did you volunteer it as part of the itinerary?
So what time of day was it?
They did not request. I actually had to drop something off anyways because on my day off on Friday, I did have to actually pick something up for one of our events this weekend, and I had to pick something up that we've been like trying to get delivered here, and we've had some issues, and they need it this weekend. So I was like, okay, I have to drop something off anyways, and I end up coming to later Friday night when we came out for dinner and just to walk around downtown West Palm, so no one was here.
So nobody was. So it wasn't. Okay. It wasn't awkward.
No, it wasn't awkward at all. I wasn't gonna be like, oh hey, let's meet the whole show. Let's meet all my teammates. No, it wasn't that. It was very quick. Drop something off. Give them a quick little 2-minute tour of just like, hey, this is where I basically live outside of my house.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Good. Just
I love showing this place off.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. I feel like how different at least like my career is from, my friends' careers, where some of my friends are like they work from home or have their own business, or some of my friends, they're in like the medical field. Like this is so different from them. Why are you laughing?
Because you're saying this is so cool how different it is. Look how cool what you're saying is, look how cool my life is. That is what you're saying. Like, hey, welcome to West Palm Beach. Look how cool my life is. Don't you wish you had this?
Cool,
that's exactly what it sounds like.
But it is cool. And it is different. What do you mean?
Cool. This is cooler.
Did you let them take a seat in your seat and take a picture of them with the ESPN sign behind you?
No, I did not.
They're not even allowed to touch your seat.
If they wanted to sit there, they could. But this is so different. Like being in a radio station, then I have multiple friends who work in hospitals.
Yeah.
Or again, who don't leave their house because they work from home. So it's very different from them that they've like... it's just a different atmosphere.
888-760-3776.
You don't even have friends to show this place to.
Is Tina stunting on her friends?
So did your friends return the favor and you get to tour the hospital that they're a nurse at or a doctor at?
No, because they don't live here, but they don't take me when I go visit them to their work or their hospital that they work at.
Because
I don't think they can really do that. They're not going to be like, oh, hey, like, let me go take you. I'm a, nurse practitioner. Let me go take you to my office where we do, Botox and we do all these things. Like, they probably can't even do that. I could go visit them and I'm sure I could get a nice tour.
This feels braggy.
How did this turn? It's not braggy.
This feels like I work in radio studio.
Remember the time she went to the wedding and the whole discourse about her around that wedding was, that's the girl that works at ESPN.
Yes,
ESPN girl.
Exactly.
But that wasn't me. That was the father of the bride who completely out of my I had no idea it was happening.
Yeah.
He was like
trying to hook you up with somebody in the groomsmen.
And
party.
I was the only one there that wasn't from New Hampshire or grew up in that town. I stuck out at that wedding because everyone there was taken. I was not. I was there by myself. I didn't live or grow up in New Hampshire. And he pointed me out in his speech.
Oh, in his speech?
In his speech, he had 4 of her friends stand up, and I was one of the friends. He was like, "Oh, Christina, stand up. Christina's from West Palm. That's where her and Kaylee met. She does this." He gave a whole bio of us, and the whole wedding learned all about me. And I was the friend from Florida the whole weekend.
You are absolved of that, then. You are absolved. I'm sorry.
What is so wrong about wanting to show off what you do? I love what I do.
Yeah.
And I think it's a pretty cool us being here is cool.
It is cool. But got to rub it in everybody's face.
I'm not rubbing it in
Listen,
their face. These are people who
your
are
small
involved
candle
in my
business
life.
is great, but check out these cameras.
So I will say this.
They're not a small candle business.
Wait, did I actually get that right?
No,
okay.
no.
That was a guess.
No, I've given people tours too. Usually it's requested though. I've never voluntold somebody into a tour of the studio. But even though yours was happenstance, you were already going there.
Yeah.
They were with you. You showed off the station. That's perfectly fine. But you didn't let them sit in your seat, so that's good.
And I had a friend who visited my friend from New Hampshire, who was also just here not too long ago, and I didn't bring her here.
Yeah.
There was no reason for us to come here, so it wasn't look at me,
Sure. Just making sure.
Yeah.
You know what sucks? Shane Waldron can't even bring people by the Bears facility these days anymore.
Key card doesn't work.
Key card's cooked. Offensive coordinator for the Bears. He was doing all of that work with Caleb Williams and the folks, and I'm sure every time somebody came to the Chi to come and see Shane Waldron, he pulls up and he shows them the Bears facility. Now, I bet he had a friend that was coming in town this weekend.
Sure,
Wanted to
why
check
not?
It out.
Beautiful time of year to go to Chicago.
Sucks. That sucks. It's one of the last weekends you probably could because it's about to start getting colder and colder. I right now feel like there are Bears fans that are still, though, hopeful for the future of Caleb Williams, but maybe not as hopeful as what we see today that Dolphins fans are feeling coming off of their huge win on Monday Night Football against the Rams, 23-15. Tua Tagovailoa almost hurt himself again, diving with his head right at a player's knee, but it doesn't matter. They get the win. They're alive in the playoff race in the AFC. Dolphins fans are full of false hope, and that's what we're talking about here today, Tina. Who in the NFL, who in football in general, has pumped themselves up with false hope? The same could probably be said for the other team in Miami right now with those Miami Hurricanes, because despite that loss, they still have a trajectory that brings them right back to that 12-team playoff. And if you are a Canes fan out there, watching how that defense plays, seeing how Cam Ward sometimes holds onto the ball a little too long, also how you let Georgia Tech stop your undefeated season. There's no way you should be fooling yourself into thinking this is a national championship team. You should be thankful with just getting the ACC title. That could be a lot of false hope that you have in your own blood system. But that's what we're talking about right here, Tina, today. So I wonder CCAT's angle on this, because you don't even have hope in your own football team. So who do you think in the NFL is filling their fan base with false hope right now?
You see, I took your directions and I went in a different direction, because pretty much hope in the NFL is two ways. It's either hope to win this season. Right now, we're on a roll. Our quarterback looks good. Defense looks strong. Big win over the weekend. The Ravens beat the Bengals. Ravens fans should be hopeful that they should win the AFC this year. That's what a Ravens football fan is probably thinking right now. Other direction, if you've got 2 wins on the season, this year looks bleak. It looks dark. No reason to watch your own team. Might as well throw Red Zone on. and tune out of your favorite football teams rest of this season, but the hope lies in the upcoming draft. That's what it is in the NFL, because if your team is doing bad, at least you've got the hope for the number 1 overall pick. And all I've seen all week long after the Giants lost in Munich to the Panthers is check out Cam Ward and the Miami Hurricanes. Check out a couple of quarterbacks coming out in the draft. And you know what? The Giants should feel a little bit hopeful that maybe the next messiah for that franchise might come by way of this draft. But things don't pan out for the Giants. They just never do. Some way, somehow, the New York Giants will win a couple of games down the stretch that they should not. They've got the Bucs, the Cowboys, the Saints, the Ravens, the Falcons, Colts, and Eagles. The Giants are going to win 2 or 3 games down the stretch that will keep them out of the number 1 overall pick in this year's draft, and they'll be back to the drawing board. I guess they'll be in the Sam Darnold sweepstakes.
So there's 5 teams in the NFL right now that have 2 wins, including the New York Giants. The Jaguars, who I mean, they're not drafting a quarterback, even though Trevor Lawrence hasn't looked that good. They've already paid him, so you can scratch them off the list. The Titans, they're not sold on Will Levis.
No, and they really
that job's
shouldn't be.
up for grabs. Yeah, so we can say the Titans are a team that could potentially draft a quarterback. The Browns definitely would draft a quarterback.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? Even with Deshaun Watson on the roster.
Yeah.
Like, I know the
He's
dead
bad.
money and all that. Like, even if you keep him, you got to pay him. They're still drafting a quarterback. They've got to go back to the drawing board.
It don't matter. You're drafting a quarterback in Cleveland this year. The Las Vegas Raiders better draft a quarterback.
Yeah, that was the plan going into this season.
Yeah, they thought they can try to trade up for Jaden Daniels. Didn't work out for them. I know they're kicking themselves. They should have offered whatever it took to get that dude. But they're in the market as well. And then there's the Giants, who obviously need a quarterback too. So 4 quarterback needy teams that have 2 wins right now. And you're saying the Giants are going to lose the race to the bottom of the NFL, and inevitably, what do you think? They're going to end up with the 4th best quarterback?
I think that the Giants might pull off that whole Daniel Jones situation again. They are going to overdraft for a quarterback. You're going to see Cam Ward come off the board. You're going to see Shedeur Sanders come off the board.
Yeah.
And then you're left with what?
Yeah.
And you've got to say, well, we said we were going to draft a quarterback, and he's the best one remaining. He might be worth a 2nd-round pick, but we got to use him now.
Insert Quinn Ewers.
Quinn Ewers.
Dylan Gabriel.
Carson Beck.
No, absolutely not. If there's one thing I know for sure, that is not an NFL quarterback. He's not.
We said that about the guy who is the starting quarterback for the Giants right now. No one had Daniel Jones going, what was it, 6th overall in that draft? No one saw that coming. And they did it anyway.
Well, he's not. He's no longer an NFL quarterback. Did you hear, Tina? Did you hear the news about Daniel Jones? You were the one that gave him your presidential pardon.
He got pardoned.
Last week. He got pardoned. He got pardoned from his responsibilities as starting quarterback for the Giants. I believe it's going to be Drew Lock rest of the way. So
DeVito's still on the roster. Just saying. DeVito won games the Giants should have not last year when Daniel Jones was out with injury, prevented them from getting a high pick in this year's draft. They could have had Jaden Daniels. They could have had Caleb Williams in New York right now. A lot brighter, hopeful future. But no, DeVito did the Italian hands thing, sold a lot of merch, got
False
a pasta
hope.
deal.
False hope.
I think Ragu was his brand deal. And now the Giants got stuck with not being able to draft a quarterback. Malik Neighbors is great, don't get me wrong, but you got to get the football to Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, and they've shown an inability to do so. They need to go quarterback shopping. They need to go quarterback shopping, not yesterday, but today. They need to start looking at that draft, watching college football on Saturdays. They need to spend more time watching college football than their opponents coming up, because nothing matters for the Giants this season other than preparing for next season. As they're quarterback shopping, you can only find that one place, college football. But let's just say you're clothes shopping, car shopping, maybe hunting for a good place to grab a good bite on the weekend, even a weekday. Tina, where would you go?
Well, you have all the options at the Gardens Mall. All the options. You don't have to worry about who picks first, second, last.
Yeah.
You got all the options at the Gardens Mall.
Get every pick.
Every pick. You get cars, you get clothes, you get food, you get shoes, you can get furniture. You can get everything at the Gardens Mall, and you can celebrate the most wonderful time of the year at the Gardens Mall Santa is here for photos during all mall hours now through Christmas Eve. Reserve your spot at whereissanta.com. The Kids Corner Holiday Shop in Nordstrom Court is now open. Kids can pick out gifts for their favorite people with help from Santa's special helpers. Plus, enjoy festive decorations and holiday events throughout the mall. The Gardens Mall, just 1 mile east of I-95 on PJ Boulevard. Join us this holiday season and make magical memories with the entire family.
Sensational as...
Do y'all want to go take a picture with Santa?
I'll hit the food court.
We can do everything.
Yes.
We can go.
We can take a picture with Santa.
Yeah, Theo's up. No, Theo, you're on the lap. That was your trepidation. No, you're going to sit on Santa's lap and you're going to like it. You're the host of the show. You
Yes.
deserve to be in the captain's chair.
Yes.
I'll put
agree.
it.
I'm not sitting on Santa's lap. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. We can go check Santa out.
Yeah, you will.
I don't want to sit on Santa's lap.
I watched the Miracle on 34th Street, whatever that movie is, where they put Santa on trial. Black and white movie. Pretty good. Pretty good.
How recently did you watch that?
I watched it over the weekend, decorating for Christmas.
Last night I rewatched White Lotus as Monday Night Football was going on. I second screened Rams Dolphins because I wanted to rewatch the last season of White Lotus because I'm excited for that, which is coming back season 3 next year. Definitely haven't tapped into my Christmas movies yet. That's coming soon.
Yes. Here's a little tease. These 3 things will be somehow together at the Boca Raton Bowl. Santa, Theo, and Boca Bowl.
Nice.
We won't give it away. You got to go to the Boca Raton Bowl to see what I mean.
Wait. You had something that you ran out. You ran out at number 3.
It was 3. Well, I guess at the Boca Raton. Yeah, the 3 things. Yeah. Maybe gifts.
Gifts, I was about to say.
Yeah.
I don't know. There will be gifts. There will be gifts.
Theo and Santa.
And football games.
How those all 3 come together, you shall see.
You don't want to sit on Santa's lap?
I don't want to sit in
We can
Santa's
get a
lap.
professional photo taken.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit in Santa's lap.
I'm going to make the reservation at whereissanta.com. We're going to figure it out.
You sit in Santa's lap.
You're the host of the show.
You're
I don't make the rules.
co-host of the show.
My name is not.
You're going to be
in
right
the
next
show.
to him, and then I'll just kind of be in the back. Off
Your
to the
face
side.
is right there, though. How about Tina, since you're the smallest, you sit on Santa's lap, and then C-Cat and I will surround it. We'll get left and right of you. You can be centric. You're the Patrick Mahomes of ESPN West Palm, we've been told. You get the privilege of sitting on Santa's lap. You deserve it.
We'll see. We have to go take a show photo, though, there.
We will. We need to.
I got a picture of me on Santa's lap as early as maybe 2.5 years ago.
Okay, so do it again.
All right, we'll do.
I don't want a picture on Santa's lap. I never did. Even when I was a kid, I wasn't that infatuated with the big fella. All right? Coming down chimneys, just delivering presents. No. It's not my style.
I used to try to set up cameras on the tree before I went to bed at night. I really wanted to find out. I want to find the truth.
What did you find out?
I found the cameras turned off.
Don't.
What?
I was just saying.
I found the cameras turned off and turned upside down, so I never found out.
That's what got the Jackson 5 in trouble. They set up cameras, or no, they didn't set up cameras, but they tried to spy when they saw Santa Claus come, and then they saw Santa Claus kissing their mama.
Oh.
They saw Santa Claus kissing their mama, and then they realized later on, I'm guessing, who Santa really was at that point for them. Won't get into the details, but yeah, I saw mommy kissing Santa Claus. Y'all remember that song?
Yes, we get. Yeah, I got the reference.
I don't know if you remember that song. You didn't know who Anita Baker was the other day.
Who, Anita Baker?
Yeah,
I don't know who. You never told me who Anita Baker
You're
was.
Right. It wasn't even Anita Baker, and there's another person you don't know. That's fine. That's fine. I remember how much ridicule I got over this Shania Twain character, and nobody's criticizing C-Cat for not knowing Anita Baker. And I'm sorry for continuously squeaking my mic here. C-Cat tried to demonstrate to me that I adjust my mic too much mid-show, and it makes a squeaking noise. So if you're hearing that, that's what the problem is. It's just a little thing I do. It's a little thing.
Did he yell at you, too, because earlier today you messed up all the cameras?
So that's been going around? So that's been going. Have people been talking in this office?
Yeah.
I thought that was between me and you.
No, C-Cat, as a great producer, was like, something's wrong with the studio. Like, something happened. Like, was someone in here? Like, the things are moved around and messed up. And I was like, oh, Theo was in the studio earlier this morning.
Snitching.
How was I supposed to know you did something wrong?
Crazy.
Yeah, it was your fault, Theo. You made my life a lot harder today, I'll be honest.
This is actually crazy because I thought we were a team. We were a unit. But here I am finding out that my teammates are talking behind my back. You're no better than Micah Parsons.
Yes, no.
You're
You
no
can't
better
compare
than
me to
Micah
Micah
Parsons.
Parsons.
I can definitely do that.
I didn't know I was getting you in trouble. I was just like, oh, yeah, that happened this morning. He's
Throw me
like,
under the
oh.
bus.
And then he told me what happened. So
I just was trying to record some content for the good people out there.
I know, great content.
Yeah.
You're just moving things around.
I don't understand why I get so much hate around here. We're going to go to the other side. On the other side, we do have midday midterms as well as our last call from Tina. And I posed the question to y'all. There's a perfect team in the NBA and a perfect team in the NFL. Which one loses first? The Chiefs or the Browns? You'll never lose when you pull up to the flagship campus of Kaiser University and check out the champions that are the Seahawks. I mean, they have 22 national championships dating back to the start of their programs, and that includes the back-to-back national champs in men's lacrosse, 3 straight in women's swimming and diving, and, of course, the first national championship in football that happened this past season. Kaiser Seahawks, they know how to win, right? We talked about the Chiefs earlier, and yeah, they're 9-0. It's because they know how to win those close games. They know how to fight and claw. They know the inefficiencies in the field goal protection unit, and they charge right at them, and they got that block. You credit champions with finding a way to win, and that's what Kaiser does year in and year out, no matter the program, no matter the season. They've also captured 61 regular season and 63 conference titles. I mean, come on. It's all there. It's all there at Kaiser University. Kaiser Seahawks Athletics is on fire as they hashtag defend the beach. KUSeahawks.com. KUSeahawks.com. That's how you tap in and get to know the champions just a little bit better. You're going to want to do that. KUSeahawks.com. And Tina, you're not alone. Our guy Jalen says he gave his Nana a tour of his job like 3 weeks ago. So I guess it's fair game. When people come in town, bring them to job. Bring them to your work.
With their family.
Yeah. Family. I wouldn't do that to a friend. I would not subject my friends to my workplace.
Yeah, that'd be kind of inconsiderate.
Yeah. We're theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3. Time now for a PNC pause. PNC Bank is committed to making a difference in the lives of the customers they serve in the South Florida community. See how at PNC.com. You're listening to ESPN 106.3.
ESPN West Palm is highlighting the best performance of the week, presented by Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Every week, a different team will be featured across ESPN 106.3 and ESPN West Palm Play. The winning performance receives $500, courtesy of Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Do you know a team, player, or school with a killer performance? Nominate them by emailing highschool@espnwestpalm.com. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Go where the pros go.
Have you been injured in a bicycle accident? The injuries can be devastating. Rubenstein Law has been representing accident victims for over 35 years. We're proud to have a fully English and Spanish-speaking firm with 20 offices in Florida, New York, New Jersey, and Massachusetts. We've recovered billions for our clients. If you or a loved one has been injured in a bicycle accident, call us now. Rubenstein Law, 1-800-FL-LEGAL, office in West Palm Beach. We're open on weekends, too.
Hurricane fans, the final game of the season is here. Join us on November 23rd at Hard Rock Stadium as the Hurricanes take on the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest. It's Senior Day, a day to honor the incredible players who have given their all to the U. Let's give them a send-off they'll never forget and fill the stadium with Hurricanes pride. Don't miss out. Get your tickets today by visiting MiamiHurricanes.com or by calling 1-800-GO-CANES.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs Installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
This is ESPN 106.3, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Find official rules for all your favorite ESPN West Palm contests by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com. That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com. You're listening to ESPN 106.3, the ESPN app, and streaming on your smart speaker.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Uh-oh, it is that time of the year. Oh, yeah. High school football as we enter the very first week of playoff action for the FHSAA. It is time here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast, specifically in Palm Beach County here. It is time to announce, Tina, people have been waiting on this for a while.
I know.
CCAT, there's people on the edge of their seats right now. Every single year we have the Lou Groza Awards, and this isn't just about the kickers collegiately, right? Like, we do bring the 3 nation's best collegiate kickers down here, the finalists for the award, before they're announced at the college stage. But also what we like to do here in conjunction with the Palm Beach County Sports Commission is we like to award high school football players for their wonderful seasons that they had this past year. The regular season is wrapped up, so I am the first to see the finalists for the Lou Groza Awards, specifically for high school. Team, coach, player, and kicker, Tina. Team, coach, player, and kicker. We got 3 finalists for all of them, and I'll let you be the judge. Would you like to hear them?
I would love to hear them.
Well, let's get it going. I, of course, will be your MC for the Lou Groza Awards. We're going to have a great night. We're going to have a lot of fun, cheers, and celebration. Let's start with let's go with the nominees for Kicker of the Year in high school football in Palm Beach County. 1, Ethan D'Agostino out of Palm Beach Central. Christian Clavijo out of Santa Lucius, and Brogan Weber from Jupiter. Those are your nominees for Kicker of the Year in Palm Beach County for high school football. How about Coach of the Year? Omar Hoggabook, Glade Central.
Man, big win in the Muck Bowl a couple weeks ago.
Insane win, insane turnaround for a team that was just 2-8 last year. They're in the playoffs. Chuck Kenyon, Royal Palm Beach. I thought you were going to have like a one-liner after all of them.
Big turnaround. Are you kidding me?
Huge turnaround as well.
The Cardiac Cats, I believe their nickname.
And Kevin Thompson from Palm Beach Central, who has the Broncos back in the playoffs, but they've dealt with some unforeseen circumstances, having a player that was one of the top in the area transfer out midseason.
To the Patrick Ewing effect, where like you lose one of your best guys, that makes everyone else play better?
Seems like it, because they didn't lose a game since they lost said player. Those are your coaches of the year. How's about player of the year? Linebacker, Levi Champion, Kings Academy. Kid's a sophomore. Like 4th in the state in tackles right now.
That's ridiculous.
Running back, Phoenix Donia, the Benjamin School.
He runs angry.
Like Isaiah Pacheco.
Certainly does.
Yeah. Like,
good luck bringing him down. We saw him week 0, I believe, way back. And he just ran through a couple of West Boca Bowls like it was nothing.
Bowling ball on wheels. Heard he runs a 10.9 in the 100 as well. He's going to be seeing a lot of offers come in. And they call him Touchdown Teddy. Teddy Hoffman, wide receiver, Atlantic.
We're seeing their playoff game this weekend. I get to see Touchdown Teddy for the first time this year, this Friday night, live on ESPN 106.3 with High School Game Day.
It's coming off a 3-touchdown game as Atlantic came back in their last game to win it. Teddy Hoffman, there goes your 3 Player of the Year nominees. And the most official, the biggest award of the year is always the Team of the Year award.
It's for Palm Beach County only, all of these awards.
Palm Beach County only at the Lou Groza Awards, which again, we're gonna award these honorees first week of December. Atlantic High School.
Okay.
The Atlantic Eagles, one of the Team of the Year nominees. I mean, rightfully so. They've been a dog from kickoff until the end. Their only loss, well, against another honoree. But first I have to give Cardinal Newman. The Cardinal Newman Crusaders, led by Jack Daniels. They seem to always be in the Team of the Year considerations.
Deservedly so. There's no award fatigue with the Lou Grozas. No, it goes to the best.
And one of the best matchups we had all year was the rematch between West Boca and Atlantic in the regular season. The West Boca Bulls, your final nominee for Team of the Year for the Lou Groza Award that is going to be celebrated and honored to Palm Beach County football players. So there it is, your Team of the Year, your Coach of the Year, your Player of the Year, the Kicker of the Year. Stay tuned with us, and congratulations to our nominees. Looking forward to a night of celebration with you all. That was fun.
Yeah, if you want to buy some tickets, it's easy. LouGrozaAward.com. L-O-U, Groza spelled G-R-O-Z-A, award.com, December 9th.
Yes, December 9th, right here in West Palm Beach, LouGrozaAward.com. And we're going to have some fun. It's been a great time. Honestly, it's fun for me as well because I get a little bit of insight on who I want my fantasy football kicker to be the next year. In fantasy, like we have Will Reichert, who's kicking for the Vikings right now. I'm talking about the college kids that come in, not the high school kids.
Long-term scouting for your fantasy team, the high school kids.
5 years out. I got some dynasty leagues now. But Will Reichert, Jake Moody for the 49ers. Like, there's been guys that we've had here at the stage that are now kicking in the NFL. So it's a good night, not just for the high school level, but also the collegiate kickers. Always a fun time. Okay, so we do need to get to what I hinted at. That right there is specific to the high school football scene here in Palm Beach County. But specific to what we have on the national stage right now, we have a perfect team in the Chiefs, and we have a perfect team in the Cavaliers in the NBA. CCAT, I'm going to give you the Cavs' next 3 games leading through Sunday, and you know the Chiefs play the Bills on Sunday as well. Cavs are 12-0, first team in their program's history, in their franchise's history to start 12-0, and also the first team since the Warriors of 2016 to start off with a dozen straight wins. They play the Sixers, who are banged up right now, the Bulls, and the Hornets this week. The Chiefs, they play at the Bills, where the Buffalo Bills are favored by 2.5 on Hard Rock Bet. If you were a betting man, CCAT, who do you think is more likely to lose this week? The Cavs, who have 3 games, but 3 games that they are decidedly better than their competition in, or the Chiefs, who have showed us time and time again they win close games against good teams, but they're on the road against a Buffalo team that's been rolling?
Gonna go at the Cavs. Gotta go with the Cavs.
Yeah.
The Bills are gonna beat the Chiefs on Sunday.
So you think the Cavs? So wait.
I guess I flipped your question backwards.
You did flip it.
I think that the Cavaliers have a better chance at entering next week undefeated than the Chiefs do going into the next week undefeated, because the Chiefs will lose, the Cavs will not.
Okay, I see what you're saying. And even in 3 outings, you think the Cavs go perfect, they're going to be 15-0, and you do believe the Chiefs lose that Bills game. That's a pretty sturdy call by you. I'm not sure what you're seeing in the Bills that has you feeling that way. Didn't your team beat up on the Bills this year?
Yeah, they did. You know, the football season's a long time, but I did see on one of the sports books out there, it is more likely, according to this sports book, more likely that the Celtics three-peat. So not just win this year, but win the title the following year. Mm-hmm. There's a book out there that you can bet on that. They hold your money for 2 years long. It is more likely the Celtics three-peat than the Cavs win the title this year, even though they started the season undefeated so far, 12-0, as you said.
Neither one of them is happening. Neither's going to happen, but I would agree with that book. I mean, it would be more likely the Cavs, that the Celtics three-peat, because I don't think the Cavaliers are a championship team this year. Kenny Atkinson's done a great job with them. They look different defensively. They've been as efficient offensively as we've seen. They're finding a way to make it work with two small guards, Darius Garland and Donovan Spider-Mitchell. You've seen an uptick in the production of Evan Mobley, which we've been waiting on for a long time now. Like, they have the elements. I just don't think they have that. They don't got enough to win a championship. Like, let's keep it G.
Yeah, Cavs are at plus 1,500, so 15-1 to win the title this year.
Ridiculous.
The Celtics three-peat is plus 900.
That's wild.
A lot can happen in two seasons. I can't advise betting on this year's and next year's NBA title. We see free agency trade deadline. If the Celtics are below 500, like, who knows what'll happen?
Imagine also throwing a bunch of money in that and having to sit and wait that long.
Yeah, that's what happened. I bet on, you're not allowed to do this, but back before it was legal, when I wasn't in the state of Florida.
Thank you.
Bet on the election. And I did it back in 2020. It sucked because you don't win that bet and get that money in your account on election day. You got to wait till the inauguration.
Oh, that stinks.
So I had that money sit in that account for a full year.
That's crazy. Well, not a full year.
Yeah.
I bet on the election like in January?
Yeah.
You're a sicko. You're an absolute sicko. You're a weirdo.
Yeah, but when it hit the account, that felt good.
It does. It has to feel good. What an investment. This guy. Why would you wait that long? I guess you must have got some good odds. I don't know where to go from there, C-Cat. I don't understand why you would even do that. But okay. Don't bet on the Celtics getting a three-peat. It's going to take too long to cash, and it also will not happen. I believe the Chiefs actually beat the Bills this weekend. It's not just me as a fan speaking. I don't have that much faith in the Bills against good teams this year. They've shown themselves to be vulnerable. But again, we'll have to wait till that Sunday second slate to be able to even see that stuff. I think it's about that time, Tina. I think it's time for you to cheers, lift a glass, give the people some real hope. We've been talking about false hope in football. You give people real hope, usually with your last calls. Last call with Espresso Martina in the happy hour.
Today's last call, I came across this quote, and I like it a lot.
Are we going to like it a lot?
You probably won't, C-Cat.
Last call is presented to you by F45, by the way.
You don't like anything I say, C-Cat.
It's true.
It's true. That sucks. Damn, okay.
It's true.
That makes me feel really bad about myself.
It's so true. What do you mean?
Go ahead.
What you are not changing, you are choosing.
You were supposed to make us guess it.
No, I told you earlier today you weren't guessing. Today was one that you weren't going to fill in the blank.
Okay.
Because I liked it so much.
You didn't want us to ruin it.
Yeah, I didn't want you to ruin it.
One more time.
What you are not changing, you are choosing.
Okay, explain it.
Okay, say you are unhappy in a situation and you are not making any changes. You are choosing to be unhappy.
That's true. I like that.
If this is, again, relationships, if this is a career, whatever, it could be any kind of situation. If you are if you are not making any changes, then you are choosing to stay there.
It's like I am the master of my fate. I'm the captain of my soul.
Yes.
I like that.
Right?
I like that. C-Cat, you be the judge too, because I know you're ready to hate.
Yes, Theo gave me the keys. He said, you be the judge.
Yeah.
That's not a figure of speech. That was a statement.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Thank you,
Nice.
C-Cat.
Nice.
I appreciate that.
It's real. It's real. And if you want to be choosing a healthier lifestyle, and you make that change by choosing a healthier lifestyle, there's several ways to do it, but no more efficient way than F45.
Yes, and I have chosen to be at F45, and I've been there for over a year now, and when you stick with it, you will see results. I feel so good. I'm surrounded by people who motivate me. I've got coaches there to help me if I need any modifications, if you need any modifications. F45 West Palm Beach, F45 Palm Beach Gardens. Hey, if you're looking to maybe even get a gift for someone for this holiday season, get them some F45 classes. They've got 7-day trials, or your first class is free. F45 Palm Beach Gardens, F45 West Palm Beach. Check out their Instagram pages for all the specials that they've got going on, or go to f45training.com to find a location near you.
You dig? It is the happy hour. It is Theoretically Speaking. That's Tina. That's C-Cat. We just gave out the nominees for the Lou Groza Awards. One quick time somebody was asking for kicker again. Christian Clavijo, Santa Lucia's, Ethan D'Agostino, Palm Beach Central, Brogan Weber, Jupiter. Those are your kicker of the year nominees. On the other side, CCAT, we could finally get our quick midday midterms in. Do we have time for it?
Yeah.
We do have time for it. So we'll do the midday midterms on the other side. And that'll be a lot of fun. And I'm disappointed that you don't have faith in the Kansas City Chiefs. They've shown you, but you'll learn.
I don't either. I'm sorry. I agree with CCAT.
Wow.
Magic's running out, pal.
But theoretically speaking, on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
At Unlimited Auto Wash, it's always a great day to get a wash. Hi, this is Kevin Dalton, the owner of Unlimited Auto Wash Club. Your car is dirty and you want it washed, but it might rain. No worries, we have a 72-hour rain check offer. For any reason, bring your car back for a free outside hand wash within 72 hours. Or join our Unlimited Club and receive unlimited hand washes inside and out with Tire Shine starting at $44.95 per month. Unlimited Auto Wash with 6 locations. Visit unlimitedautowashclub.com or call 561-WASH-ME-TOO.
The quality of our choices affects the quality of our lives. So, when it comes to how you move, do you choose to see a doctor or go to the #1 orthopedic specialist in the world, backed by a team who custom tailor your treatment? Do you choose to live with limitations or live life to the fullest by going to the place that's #1 at getting people back to what they love? Choose better, move better. Locations in West Palm Beach and Wellington. Learn more at hss.edu/Florida.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and football season is here. Are you ready to make some money? Have you bet on sports before? That probably did not go great. I can help you make money. Go to fatjacksports.com and get dialed in to turn a profit. The picks are emailed to you. They're on your personal portal on the website, and you can pay less than $50 a week for longer packages to make money betting this football season. Fatjacksports.com, the only place you need to go. 100% transparent, and will turn you profit this season at fatjacksports.com.
Make Twin Peaks your football headquarters to watch all your teams all season long. Win or lose, you always win with the eats, drink, scenic views, and Twin Peaks 29-degree ice-cold beers. Enjoy made-from-scratch favorites. Enjoying all football all season long. Can't make it for the games? That's fine. Come through for $5 happy hour man-sized drafts and select appetizers as well. The Ultimate Guys Lodge is the ultimate football lodge, and that is Twin Peaks.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
And the YouTube stream is presented by Prize Picks. Prize Picks, it is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Well, how does it work, Theo? Glad you asked. All right, it's pretty easy. All you do is hit more or less on 2 to 6 different player stat projections, and then you watch the winnings roll in. If you feel like you see a player whose player projection is too low, you hit more on that. If you see something that feels like it's too high, you hit less. Like last night, we really thought Devon Achane and Kyron Williams would go more on their rushing yards, but CCAT, we were wrong. It was an ugly Monday Night Football game.
We were wrong last night. But did you know, and I'm not joking here, it's the first time I'm telling you this, we have an intern here named Jacob.
Yeah.
Jacob turned a $20 entry at Prize Picks into $500.
Oh!
Yeah, just a random NBA night.
Oh.
He just, a matter of fact, after yesterday's show, he's like, yeah, actually, yeah.
Oh.
Heard about you guys talking about Prize Picks, gave it a shot. How about 500 bones? Are you kidding me?
That's incredible. We need Jacob to help us out here on some of our entries and lineups that we make here. You know, it's incredible, but it's not unfathomable. You actually can win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. So there's plenty of ways to double up, triple up, or even 100x your money. Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Use promo code THEOD. And if you did that, just like Jacob did, just like CCAT did, just like I did, promo code THEOD, you actually get a free $50 to play once you play a $5 lineup. So for Jacob, He gets that free $50. Out of that 50, he uses 20. That 20 earns him $500. He's good to go to be entering lineups all through football, basketball, hockey, all of the seasons. You could be just like Jacob as well. Promo code THEOD. Instantly win $50. All right, C-Cat. It is time for our midday midterms.
All right, Theo. I'm going to start off easy here. Real easy here because my girlfriend's going out of town for a full month.
Uh-oh.
She's going overseas. Grade having your crib to yourself.
I'm going to make sure my wife ain't watching. A minus.
Yeah.
A minus. Here's the thing, and actually I'll say A. I'll say a flat out A.
Woo!
If you're doing it the right way.
Keep talking. It's A+ in 15 seconds.
Because, again, if you're happily married, if you're in a sustained, strong relationship, you're going to spend the rest of your life living with that person. So you need to enjoy the moments when you do get the house to yourself. Kick it, live it the way that you want to. It's your little bite of, not freedom, but it's a little different spin on life. It's fun.
All right. Well, big one coming up this weekend.
Yeah.
The 1 o'clock slate. It highlights it all. Woo! Ravens, Steelers. Ahead of this matchup, Mike Tomlin had this to say about trade deadline acquisition for the Ravens, Deontay Johnson.
To be honest with you, I hadn't thought a lot about him. He's not on a lot of their video, and so, at this stage of the week, I don't know that I've weighed, what he might mean to the matchup. They got more significant pieces with larger roles that are occupying my attention at this part of the week.
Woo! Woo! Mike Tomlin, guns a-blazing. I love it because he's right. He has not been a part of the Ravens' game plan, and plus, he knows Deontay Johnson in and out, a former Steeler. Name a Steeler wide receiver that has gone to another place and been better. I'll wait.
Chase Claypool. No, not Chase Claypool.
Exactly. Deontay Johnson, it might be damaged goods that the Ravens got. That might be fool's gold. He might have given Ravens fans false hope. Thankfully, the Ravens don't necessarily need him to be a productive offense.
All right, I got one more for you. Actually, I got two more for you. How do you grade this Week 11 NFL slate?
A+. For a regular season slate, this is an A+. You have division leads being decided. You have contenders facing off in the AFC with Chiefs, Bills. You even have a couple other sneaky games, like a loser likely falls down the ladder in the AFC rankings. The Bengals and Chargers. Mm-hmm. I already said the nail is in the coffin for the Bengals. I think the Chargers can further drive that thing in there and make them face reality. They're not making the postseason.
Here's a big one. How do you grade the best place to watch all of these games? Duffy Sports Grill.
Oh, A++++. Plizzity plus.
Skip a grade.
You go to Duffy Sports Grill, it's going to feel like that. It's going to feel like that one summer when you're like, oh, man, I'm going right from 4th to 6th. I'm going right from 8th to 10th. I don't know if you can skip grades in middle school. That'd be weird. But what I do know is when you order a drink at Duffy's, you get another one. You don't even got to ask.
That's easy math.
2 for 1. 2 for 1. One drink you buy, the other drink they give to you. All day, every day at every single Duffy Sports Grill, 2 for 1 drinks. Duffy'sMVP.com. I want you to go check out their menu for me because you'll understand why I talk about them so often once you do see the amount of delectable items you can pull off of that menu, from the award-winning burgers to the jumbo wings to the starting lineup new features. House-made fried pickles, smoked fish dip, gridiron nachos, crispy fried green beans, and loaded and barbecue pig skins. You pair those with a 2 for 1 drink, and you have 80 or more televisions all over. You can watch that slate of football and enjoy some good eats and drinks. Duffy'sMVP.com. At Duffy's, our game is always on. Russo and Rizzo next here on ESPN 106.3. ESPN West Palm is highlighting the best performance of the week, presented by Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Every week, a different team will be featured across ESPN 106.3 and ESPN West Palm Play. The winning performance receives $500